¿Qué es la que hay, gorillo? What's going on, everybody? So, here's the truck. I'm gonna show you a little bit and I'm gonna talk about it. So, what's the purpose of this truck? I'm building a drift truck, but I'm trying to do a different sketch of a drift truck. I haven't seen many out there on drift comps and stuff like that. There's obviously people that love drifting trucks and all that, but when it comes to parts, when it comes to finding the parts that you need to become a drift to make it a drift truck, there's nothing out there. There's pretty little stuff for these kind of trucks. This is most used for 4x4 and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, this is a Toyota 1992, I believe, a T100 or something like that, before the Tacoma, before Toyota introduced the Tacoma truck. So as you see, it has a roll cage. It was done by the previous owner. I bought it with a roll cage, and I'm doing an extension. I'm extending the roll cage to the back part. I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut the frame right here or if I'm just going to add some pieces of tube and connect it to the frame. I really want to cut the frame, but it's a whole lot of job to do that and to get it right. Okay, so I haven't done this before, so I'm just trying to get it going. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm swapping the axle on the rear end, and I'm putting a Shelby 2014 Shelby GT500 whatever rear axle on it. Actually, I'm using the transmission. I bought it from auction. It was all wrecked. I was planning to use all the mechanical to this truck, but I ended up selling my engine, or the block and the heads and some other stuff, and I got the transmission and I got the differential left. So with that being said, I am going to use that, and I'm gonna do an LS swap. That's why it has no engine right here. You can see there's a trash cap. So I have some oil in there. So I took the engine already, and I'm I'm taking out all the suspension components. I'm redesigning the whole thing in here. If you can see, this is all loose. This front end is all loose. I cut it just so that the wheel would turn more or whatever. But as of right now, I still have it. So I'm probably chopping this right here where the guy did the list, or a little bit more like in here, but then cutting this way. I don't want to get rid of this. I don't want to get rid of this part going up. Like from here to the bottom, I can cut it and do whatever, but from here on up, I'm staying with that. So probably gonna chop right here, chop this whole thing. Not sure yet, but I'm gonna start with the rear. I do have the axle. I need to take out the tank. I do have the axle on my van. I'm just gonna put it right there because it's wider. It's way wider, like I'll say 7 to 8 inch on each side. So it's gonna sit wide. But you guys gonna see what I'm gonna do so it will fit and it will look pretty good. For those that haven't seen my video, you can go back. There's some video of me building a little bit of this truck on the shop. I had to take some videos down for some reasons, but there's some videos in there. I just put it on the side and I start buying other shit. I like to buy cars and stuff like that. So man, it's hot in here. But you can go and see some video. Actually, I had this truck running for a little bit, but I had to take it down. Interior wise, I'm probably gonna take the pedals down as well. I haven't taken those down because I'm not sure, but I'm probably taking those down and putting some wheelwood pedals or something like that, doing some aftermarket stuff. So with that being said, let's take out the tank, let's bring the axle, let's jack it up and see how wide it's gonna look on this truck. After that, I'm probably gonna get some more components of the axle that I haven't get yet because they are still on the other side, and they're still on my storage where the Mustang is at, and bring those components and see if I want to chop everything and do the whole back of the truck on tube, or if I'm gonna use the chassis and just, I don't know. It's just, if I use the chassis, this is a major thing. I want this truck sitting low as I can, and as low as I can be on a track doing a great performance, right? So if I put it low how I want it, instead of having the C channel, I need to do a whole bridge. So anyways, I'm gonna be cutting this chassis, even if I use it or not. If I use it, I'm gonna cut it right here, I'm gonna cut it right here, I'm gonna put a piece really high so I can go lower and then leave it like that. If I don't use the chassis, I'm gonna cut it right here and I'm gonna put some extension, kinda like a trophy truck. That's what I'm gonna do with this truck. And then on the front, is a torsion bar. See the torsion bar right there. And I'm doing a swap from torsion bar to springs. Now, since I told you guys there's not a lot of parts for these trucks or anything like that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install Mustang suspension. There's a lot of components out there for Mustang and stuff, and they run pretty much the same from year to year on suspension wise and all that kind of stuff. So for me, in order for me to have parts available and you know, have some spare parts that don't need to be fabricated and stuff like that, I'm gonna put Mustang suspension on this truck just so I can have more parts and I can have more options. And when it comes to like changing stuff, I already have a base car that is already out there drifting, and it will be easier for me to get parts for. So with that being said, let's take some shit out. All right, tank is out. Yeah, big space in there. I need to put some more jack stands. I can lift up the whole truck with one hand. That's not good, but the secret piece is right here. Look at this beauty. This truck, everybody's gonna be mad. It's gonna have some Ford parts. It's gonna have some Chevy parts. It's gonna have some Toyota parts. I mean, it's a Toyota, but you get it. Now, I don't know the name of this axle differential. I need to Google it. But I'm pretty sure this can hold some abuse. The engine that comes in that Shelby, I think it's around 600 horsepower. The transmission is rated for 600 horsepower and 500 and something of torque, or a little bit more. This has to be in the same range. So I think I got myself a pretty good differential for this build. So I'm gonna test fit it. I'm going to test fit it right quick. Like I say, I need to do a lot of things back here on this chassis, but I just want to see how wide it's gonna look, because this is gonna look extremely wide. So let's see what's up. Now let me put it down, because last time I lifted the engine with a rope like this and it didn't work. So put it down right there so I can pick it up with the jack. Oh, I think it weighs like at least 300 pounds or 400 pounds, not sure, but this axle is pretty heavy.